long before we did. Someone among all those finger-counting aboriginal degenerates took it upon themselves to align both the former and present poles on a common meridian which reaches all the way down to Tiwanaku. Then they built Tiwanaku to mark it for us or anyone else who might wish to study Earth history in the remote past. I know this will go down hard in academia, but map facts are map facts. No other major pyramids between Tiwanaku and Giza, and none on the Tiwanaku polar meridian. The same may be said for the other side of the Earth. Continuing this meridian from Tiwanaku up across the present and former North Pole, and down the other side of the Earth exactly 180 degrees of longitude away, the supposing meridian crosses down over Siberia and Mongolia, closely following the north-south border between China's Shenxi and Shanxi provinces, right past China's pyramid fields near Sian. Like Mexico, China has its super high-rise pyramids too, though there they are thought of simply as the man-made tombs of their ancient landlords, their pharaohs. I wonder where they caught that from. This gradually eroding monster is about 200 feet high, like the Sun Pyramid at Teotihuacan in Mexico. Here, as with the other side of the world, no other pyramids are known on this meridian all the way up to the North Pole. With no pyramids on this meridian between Tiwanaku and north, China and north, these two widely separated sites share something in common. China's Sian is very ancient, having been founded 3,200 years ago. How much older it is beyond the reach of records. But we do know that Sian is 3,200 years old, and sharing this common meridian with Tiwanaku, its virtual geographical opposite, does it not follow that Tiwanaku is at least as old? Rather than the 2,000-year age Western historians assert for it. Were Tiwanaku's unknown builders aware of China's pyramids? Were the builders of China's pyramids aware of Tiwanaku? If there is a connection, where do we find it? Here's the Tiwanaku Polar Chinese Meridian again. Remembering that we are working here entirely with longitudes, which were based upon a prime meridian at Giza's Great Pyramid, Tiwanaku's longitude was then 99 degrees, 48 minutes, 17.36 seconds west, and its opposite Chinese meridian was 80 degrees, 11 minutes, 42.63 seconds to the east. My earlier videos were predominantly math-oriented. In this video, it was my intent to avoid the math. I'm making a necessary exception here because, well, everybody's just got to see this. Reckoning from Sian's pyramids in China, their nearest neighbors off to the east are those recently found Lemurian temples off Okinawa. Earlier, Tikal's Temple 1 gave us their position at 96 degrees, 45 minutes, 03.87 seconds to the east of Giza. By applying this to the Tiwanaku Polar China Meridian seen here, we find a message concerning it, from Lemuria. Notice also that I am not working here with grid longitudes, but rather actual longitudes, reckoned from the Great Pyramid's prime meridian. First, we have the meridian northward from Tiwanaku at 99:48:17 west, which, as it reaches the North Pole, becomes 80:11:42 east, and drops across China, or that region where the Lemurians migrated to. The arithmetic is 5th grade simple. Simply subtract China from Lemuria. The result here becomes the latitude of Tiwanaku on the other side of the Earth. 16 degrees, 33 minutes, and 21.235 seconds south. Take the map of Tiwanaku. Box in its known ruins from the Kalasasaya up here down to the Pumapunka. And our parallel of latitude lays right over the box. Now then, in keeping the egg before the chicken, which site is known to be older? Those submerged Lemurian ruins off Okinawa, or Tiwanaku? Lemuria existed well back into the Akpatak Ice Age. But when did it fall from accounting? According to Colonel James Churchward, it sank 8,060 years ago in a cataclysm. But did it all go down at once? Did fragments survive? The fact that these ruins off Okinawa had their longitude recorded in the 96 steps of Tikal's Temple 1, and that their position figures in prominently in the preceding geomath, certainly seems to indicate that the submerged ruins were something very special, like maybe the last political gasp of Lemuria, its final capital. The largest monument found off Okinawa so far is some 262 feet long. Its summit is 16 feet below the surface of the ocean, like that so-called Bimini Road in the Bahamas. And the ground upon which this temple sits is 65.6 feet deep. 65.6 feet? Did the long-lost Lemurians know how deeply this monument would be covered by 65.6 feet of water by the time we got here? Remember Tikal's Temple 5 with its fallen staircase? Well, as Mahler excavated the rubble, he found the bottom step and measured it at 65.6 feet in length. And that's feet, not cubits, reeds, or meters, our own 12-inch feet. How could they have known? Working only with what is known of this particular temple, and discarding the traditions of cataclysms briefly, what is known of Earth history can be somewhat revealing. During the peak of the Akpatak Ice Age, the world's oceans were some 450 feet lower than they are today. This data, furnished by the Woods Hole Oceanographic Institute, came with a graph showing the speed at which the ocean basins refilled with water as the great glaciers began to melt. Using it as a guide, this Lemurian temple finally went under about 5,000 years ago, and the land upon which it stands went under about 7,000 years ago. That flooded all the flower beds and parking lots, and the priests had to start wearing hip boots in order to get to work. Going back 8,060 years to that point in time where Churchward dates the end of Lemuria, the oceans were still down some 88 feet. Hence, at that time, this temple was only some 22 feet above sea level, and its days were numbered, a good time to leave Lemuria. So going by no more than this temple became swamped about 7,000 years ago. As it is obvious that it was not built as the waves bathed the feet of the builders, the construction itself has to be far older than 7,000 years. Its position was then used to designate the latitude of far-off Tiwanaku, by way of the meridian math already seen here. Hence, Tiwanaku is 1. At least 7,000 years old, and 2. Resulted from a Lemurian mandate, not pre-Incan. Its maximum possible age is easy to call. This Tiwanakan polar China meridian bears upon the locations of both the past and present North Poles. Our present North Pole can be dated by paleomagnetism to no more than 12,000 years. And since this beautiful meridian could not have been laid out without it, Tiwanaku can be no more than 12,000 years old. In his academic